Hi everyone, I'm Christophe.
Hi, I'm Nicolas.
So I'm the co-founder of Zelros, now Zelros by Earnix. As you have understood, Zelros has been acquired by Earnix this summer. And we wanted to share the stage with Matmut, one of our customers. Who knows Matmut as an insurer in the room? Yes, I recognize the French speakers coming from France. So indeed, Matmut is a French insurer. And what is interesting is that Matmut is a pioneer in using both Earnix and Zelros. We didn't know yet beforehand that we will join forces, but we wanted to share with you, Nicolas, how you leverage both Earnix and Zelros. But before to start, maybe an introduction word from your side. Who are you and who is Matmut?
Okay, so thank you, Christophe. So maybe I can give you some words about what is Matmut. So Matmut Group is a P&C mutualist leader in France. He has 2.8% of market share. So if you look at the French market, it gathers almost 75 billions of collected premiums at the end of 2024. Historically, we can say that Matmut has been built 60 years ago. It has been specialized essentially on P&C insurance and more specifically on motor insurance, which is the core product and the first product that we are selling to our clients, and then home insurance, which is the second one. And over the last 10 years, Matmut has managed to diversify, developing more on health insurance portfolio. And at the very beginning of this year, Matmut has made a recent acquisition of the French subsidiary of HSBC Insurance in order to deploy its portfolio more on saving and pensions. And to get back to the context of this session, in its strategic plan, Matmut has decided to build a strong new foundation in this IT system, and that's why we need also to rethink about the new journeys of all our products.
So we make a drawing here on high-level helicopter view of the organization at Matmut. So you can see the Earnix building block, and Nicolas, you will explain how you leverage price it on this part. And you can see as well the Zelros by Earnix pillar, which is on the left and connected to the distribution channels. So both on digital and agent, physical type of channel. Maybe my first question for you, Nicolas, is how do you leverage Earnix on one side and Zelros on the other side?
So Zelros, I will begin with Zelros in one hand. Zelros platform is today directly deployed on Matmut call centers, and it enables advisors to cross-sell products and to deliver the best protection to our customers. So Matmut, as a mutualist, is obsessed to deliver the best needs to its clients and trying to understand as best as possible why the customer needs to buy and which products they are buying. And this is a strategic goal for Matmut. So we can say that with Zelros platform, we are moving from, let's say, a product-centered organization to a customer-centric centralization. And in this way, Matmut wants to be a life partner of its clients. On the other hand, I will talk about Earnix, that I know it a bit more. So Earnix is currently our pricing engine, so not yet for all our products, but
for which products are you deployed?
Yeah, so as for now, we have developed the pricing engine on 2 products. We have begun the project with life accident, which was for us an easy product to begin with. So this product has gone live last year. And now we have implemented all the rules for the home insurance product. And it will go live for next year.
And I think you have motor insurance also in the roadmap. There's a full portfolio, right?
Yeah, and for motor, so we have just begun the project, and maybe I can take a moment to thank all the Earnix team that has come last week at our office to make the kickoff of the project.
Thank you, Nicolas, for sharing. So pricing on rating on Earnix, on the explanation of the value of protection or prevention advice on Earnix, for example, depending on the profile of the policyholder. Is it a rural or urban type of policyholder, or does it someone with a family or not family? You are able to explain differently the value of the covers. Another thing that is striking me, and we discussed it this morning, is the word dynamic. So we put dynamic here on all these pillars. What do we mean by dynamic concretely? Can you give some examples?
Yeah, maybe I can give you some examples on the 3 pillars. I will begin with the pricing side. So in our world of today, which is ever-changing, it's clear that we need to iterate quickly on pricing, which is the core piece of insurance with claims management. And Earnix helps us to define quickly, deploy business rules. And for the second pillar, if we are talking about the coding team, so we can say that our journey is dynamic and simplified, because now, so we are working with a third-party liability data provider, which is called Neymar. So you can see here in the middle of the slide. And it enables us to make directly the link between a postal address and detailed information about the buildings, about the surroundings of the buildings, for each building ID. And we have also, let's say, a market understanding of a scoring of the vulnerability and exposure of the building. And with that data provider, we can exploit all this information in our pricing strategy. Besides, for the coding parts, we have internally developed our own underwriting policy, so which is automatic, and our coding interface will depend directly on the risk profile of the customer. And to end with the customer engagement part, when we are saying dynamic, let's say that with Zelros, the idea is to speak the language of our customers, to avoid any insurance jargon, and to highlight for each customer which cover should be the most meaningful and relevant for his needs. For example, if I take a customer which is living in a house with a garden and is living in an area where the temperature is often going below 0 degrees Celsius, maybe Zelros will recommend the frozen pipe issues and the need to cover against this. Or more generally, if you are living in an apartment, maybe we will focus its attention to the water damage issues.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So not only on the pricing part, you have this agility to update very quickly on ingest any data to make sophisticated pricing, but you reduced radically the underwriting process through external data, as you mentioned, based on an address. You get a lot of geolocalized risk data, and you provide the good advice at the good moment to each policyholder by explaining the value of a cover, and so generating engagement for the customer. You mentioned home insurance. Of course, home insurance, we cannot think about home insurance without thinking about climate risk. I think you are doing some very advanced work on this topic, right?
Yeah, we are trying to do.
You are modest.
So what we want to do, so we are working with this data provider which furnish us a lot of information, very detailed geographical information. And with Earnix platform, we have this advantage to easy prepare this data, automatize data, model risk, monitoring risk, and deploy them. And all this, we have succeeded to combine all this information to include them into both our pricing strategies and also in our risk models. And currently, so in the home journey in Earnix, we are able to deliver two kinds of outputs. So first, the commercial price that the customer sees, and also a technical price, which we have decided from the beginning to split between a non-climatic part, which covers all the traditional risk that you know, but also a climatic part in order to understand more specifically our exposure of our portfolio and also the vulnerability of our buildings to the catastrophic natural events that will become stronger and stronger. And for the Zelros part, so Zelros is a very helpful tool for us to, maybe for the moment, to improve prevention. So the Zelros tool is directly linked to our data provider, and we can offer to the customers in Zelros personalized prevention messages.
So for example, if the system detects the proximity of a flooding area,
yeah.
So not only you are able to educate and to make the right price, but also to give advice on this risk. And you told me also it was useful for annual rating recomputation to explain to the policyholder the rationale behind a price increase, or if there are questions, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so on this platform, so unified platform, we see that you are able to make smart scenarios from the pricing to quoting and expose to the policyholder what he wants to hear depending on its specific context. And now I wanted to project ourselves maybe in the future on see the other way around, how on this unified platform, what is gathered in terms of feedback on the left part of the flow, so on the point of sale, how these hints and insights can be in the future re-injected into more advanced pricing strategies. Can you elaborate on this and give some examples?
So it's clear that as of today, actuaries, underwriters, insurance, were designing policies directly from their historical data and on a limited customer data. And finally, we would like, and we didn't know, how the policies are conveyed and explained to the customer, and on return, we don't know if it makes sense for the customer to get some cover or not, depending on the package. So I think with Zelros, all this information coming from the journey could feed the Earnix platform and will help us to unlock some creativities areas to define more innovating products and pricing strategies. For the moment, so we are not yet at this stage, but what we have done in our new journey is to add in our journey one additional question to understand its appetite to insurance.
The appetite of the policyholder?
Of the policyholder, for example. Yeah, for example, is it focused more on the price? So does he want the cheapest price? Or is its priority to focus on the protection? And this data is directly integrated into the pricing engine, and we have developed internally a kind of a recommendation system that is directly packaging the best offer with different coverages and options to the customer. And of course, at the end, he can easily choose and pick up the cover that he wants.
Thank you. Yes, we really see how the feedback loop can be closed and it opens avenues for huge opportunities. Maybe one question or one advice. What would be your advice for our audience who would like to replicate or to be inspired by what you did? What could be your tricks or advice without revealing any, of course, secrets? But
maybe if I'm talking again about the climate change, I think climate change will be a strong issue in the years to come. So now we have just initiated the first version of our pricing strategy, but I think that with, unfortunately, the climatic charge will become stronger and stronger and will get a bigger proportion on the global burning cost of the company. And I'm afraid that protection will be not enough for insurance to satisfy our members. And I think that with the power of Earnix and Zelros, we could develop more on prevention messages, more adaptful messages to the customers. And what inspires me behind Zelros and Earnix is that we can see that we have a lot of connections that maybe didn't exist in the past between Zelros, who could transfer easily data, other kind of data, customer data, to Earnix. And on the other way around, Zelros has this capacity with all its tools to talk the language of the customer and to facilitate the communication about a lot of Earnix outputs. And I think we could bring up all these synergies into some use cases in the future. You have mentioned it a bit with explainability.
The pricing, change explainability.
Of the pricing. I think we see easily the connection, and Zelros maybe could help us to be more transparent on the commercial price, which actually could be split into kind of individual costs and a solidarity premium between the best profile and the worst profile. I think if we are succeeding to do that, we are given more trust to the customer, and we are more acting like a partner in the life of our members.
Thank you. Maybe one last question. We talked about technology, platform, data, security, and so on, but we didn't mention AI. Is it on purpose? Is there AI in this or not? Or what's your final thoughts on
yeah,
on AI?
Of course. Yeah, I didn't mention AI. It's not a mistake.
Okay.
But yeah, from a point of view, yeah, we are using AI every day, and we see that I will say there are three kinds of AIs. If I mentioned what Robin said in this morning, we have now predictive AIs that we know because we are talking about machine learning models, deep learning models, and we have a lot of history now. We know the strong capacity to predict the risk, but not only. And also, on the second part, now we have the generative AI and agentic AI, which will enable us to personalize a lot the content. So from my point of view, AI, of course, are tools we need to exploit with a good intelligence to find the best patterns, and at the end to get the best decision rules. And we have to keep in mind that the machine will not do all, and there will stay human intelligence to get control of the business.
Great. Thank you, Nicolas. Thank you again for your vision. You are really a pioneer in envisioning using the full platform on the full stack. We are very proud to partner with you on this journey. I want you to thank you. Of course, we have time for questions during the networking events, but I want that we clap Nicolas for his intervention. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Nicolas.